mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, you love me and I love you. Putting on for my people, the love for heroes, building community. Can you hear me now? Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh, can you hear me now? 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 Hear me now.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Can You Hear Me Now? I'm your host, Lady Madelyn Patterson, with my beautiful co-host, as always, Miss Vicki, Lynn, Merriwether.
Good afternoon.
We are, listen, full transparency. You know, I've been overwhelmed recently in dealing with things, and so I don't know about anybody else, but I've been overwhelmed. And today we're going to be talking about the anatomy of overload, stress, anxiety. And we have a special guest here, Mr. Moses Williams, who owns the Fire Dragon Martial Arts in Pflugerville, Texas. And we're going to talk a little bit about the mental capacity, the mental space, deal with some of the things that he's doing in his gym and how martial arts and mixed martial arts can also aid in that. And also today, we're excited, Mr. Williams is going to give us a couple of demonstrations today. So welcome this afternoon.
Thank you, my sister. I'm glad to be here and glad to be able to share what God has blessed me with.
Amen.
56 years.
56 years. I was saying it earlier. My daddy, we did judo.
Right.
Growing up, and that was different. It was the thing that I loved. My dad kept talking about was the mental piece. It wasn't more the physical,
Right.
but martial arts and mental. So let's get back to the beginning.
Right.
You said a little bit before we started.
Yeah.
How did you get into martial arts and karate?
Okay, yeah, it'll take a little while, but I'll tell you. As a child growing up in a neighborhood, a bad neighborhood, which was South Austin, we would walk to school and from school, and you would have people take our lunch money. He had this one particular guy named Bernard Jackson that used to take everybody's lunch money. And I would run home to get away from him because he would grab us and tell us, hey, if you don't bring me an extra nickel tomorrow, I'm gonna beat you up. So I done that, and my mom, one day she just happened to show up. I'm supposed to be at school. I'm at home eating peanut butter and jelly, and she's already gave me lunch money. So she wanted to know why was I at home eating peanut butter and jelly. And I told her, well, Bernard took my money. And so that escalated to going over there, talking to the principal, who is this young man taking my son's money. And he continued to do it even after he was confronted about it. So my mother had my sister follow me to school. She confronted him, hey, don't take my little brother's lunch money. So that's how I come about learning the martial arts. So we get home, we see this deal on TV at the YMCA of a Barton Springs. It's still the same old Barton Springs. And so we went and started taking, they had it at the Boys and Girls Club, but it was judo, and I didn't want to do judo. I wanted to kick and punch, so that's what I ended up doing, going to Barton Springs, YMCA. And that started my career with the martial arts. And it was from 1968 to 1970. We stopped, and I started again in 70. Because we moved from South Austin to East Austin, so to speak. But learning discipline was the thing, and learning to fear was another thing.
When you say learning to fear?
Learning to fear, being scared of someone else. My sensei then, his name was Dr. Mike Osselton. We say doctor now because he's up there now. He's got a PhD in martial arts just like me now. After 50-some years, you get a PhD. You earn that in martial arts, which is called martial arts science. That means you know the physicalities of the body, the anatomy and all that, and how to hurt somebody pretty quick. So he was saying you got to overcome your fear. And that's that's a mental thing.
Yeah.
Overcoming your fear, whatever we encounter. So he taught us the first deal was overcoming our fear. Not to get in there and fight someone. That wasn't what he was talking about. Get in there, if he brought a guy just for a scenario, like example, guy like 6 feet tall, and here I am, and I'm a kid, and I'm going like, I look up at him, He said, he's not going to hit you, but this is showing you another area of fear. Now, to conquer that fear, you don't look at his size. You look, the mental state is that you don't back down because he's bigger, because he's taller, because he's stronger. So I would have to overcome just the height. That's what I was wrong. I was scared of Bernard Jackson. I'm in the 3rd grade, Bernard's in the 6th. So you imagine how big this guy was. So first thing he taught us was not to go inside and punch or kick nothing. He said, feel him out, tell him you're not scared. And I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there, Bernard is big. I'm tell the guy I'm not scared. He said, that's the first thing you do. He said, and if he call your bluff, just tell him, no matter what you do to me, I'm not scared of you. And don't sit there and say you're scared of him. Yeah. Well, that's for a child, for both, that's getting over fear. Right. So I confronted him about that, and then just say 6 weeks into the program, the fear left me because I've learned how to block. I learned how to do certain things within 6 weeks. I learned I was encouraged and had confidence that I could no longer have the fear. I could take care of myself in 6 weeks, but I couldn't take care of myself. He said, no. He said, you learning this much of martial arts. He said, you learn this much. He said, when you learn this much, you get a little bit better. You learn this much, you get a little better. He said, you learn this much, okay, now master your mind. Well, that's deep. Master your mind, and the physical part will follow. Because to develop a self-defense mind is to put your mind in peace. So if you have to have that, somebody comes where you have a situation where you got to confront them, you don't always confront with your fist or kicking or punching. You use what you call verbal self-defense, which is, and you got a passive, assertive, aware. Now you get to number 4, then you get aggressive.
Okay, so passive,
assertive,
aware,
and aware.
And then aggressive.
Aggressive means
you've already lost it.
Now that means you hadn't lost it.
Okay.
You can still be aggressive, but with control.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you have to have self-control. That's what we're coming up to now. You have to have self-control. Now, if you don't have self-control, the first thing you're supposed to learn is respect, honor. Okay? You got that? Respect and honor. Okay? And what else? Discipline. Okay? But you got to be able to respect your fellow persons. Then you learn to honor your mother and father. That was one thing that honor your mother and father, regardless if you think they're wrong. I was scared of my mom and dad. All they had to do is look at me and I'm like, okay, I know I done messed up. Yeah. Okay, but the discipline comes within all that. He said, I'm going to check you. And we got to say, this was a white guy. He knew his martial arts, but he also knew how to mind and body work. Because when I with Mr. Usselton, he had already been in karate for 20 years. Okay. So Mr. Usselton is now 82 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's 82 years old.
Does he still practice?
No, he don't practice. He's retired now.
Okay.
He passed his school on to someone else.
Okay.
You know, that was always hope, to pass it on from father to son, or son to daughter. I think my niece is probably going to be the one that take over when, I'm gonna teach as long as I can. Yeah. But I got a niece that's probably going to take over my school.
I love that.
Yeah.
When you were talking, it's funny, Pastor, my husband spoke today about David and Goliath.
Hello.
And so when you were talking about the giant or he was bigger than you,
right?
David had a mental understanding, like, no, my God is big, regardless of what I see.
Right.
He believed already mentally.
Yes.
So it's the same type of principle. And then the other thing you were saying, this is all biblical for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It should be biblical for everybody.
It should be, but
we getting there. Yeah.
Amen. Mm-hmm. And when you were talking about the respect, so I'm not going into this hating.
No.
I'm not going into this.
Even though he's trying to. Yeah.
Right. So I'm not going hating. Then I have respect for my parents, regardless of what they have or have not done.
Right.
But it's a different mindset.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's a different mindset.
Right. Well, you condition like I was telling you earlier, you have to condition your mind in order for the body to work. Now, the mental capacity of it is getting you each time each technique that I teach is not going to be always a strike, a punch, or a kick. How do your mind work with your schoolwork at school? How do your mind work? How do you put your martial arts to work if you're having problems at school? Getting along with your peers at school. I ask my students this from 4 on up to 21. My oldest student is 76 years old.
Wow.
Okay, she started when she was 59 years old. She's 76 now.
Well, you can start in your 50s.
You can start any time. It just depends on how you say. If you say you're old, then you'll be old.
Amen. You're right.
Yeah.
Because the verse in the Bible says what? As a man
That's
thinketh
That's what he is.
That's
And so
right.
he
in
is.
his heart.
That's right.
So
Yeah,
it is.
so he is. It
That's
is.
it.
It is about what
Yeah.
you think.
It is all the time.
We got a system that's called spiritual kung fu. It's my system. I wrote 2 books on it. I haven't got it published yet. People ask me, what is spiritual kung fu? I lost my mom to breast cancer in 1999. So I said, well, you know what? I'm taking kung fu. I looked at all the different styles. I said, nobody has implemented mind, body, soul, spirit in the kung fu. What they said was a spiritual model. So what I done, everything that I took over years, I put it into that. And I dedicated these 2 books to my mom that this is what I'm gonna do. That's why it's taking me so long. Because every day, look, there's something different to
All
put
the
in there.
time.
And they ask me, I have people, my students in Germany, in Kuwait, they go like, man, we waiting on the book. I say, well, I'm trying. God is sending other things to me. You know, you get an idea and you go with it. But getting back on a personal level with martial arts, remember it's 90% mental, 10% physical. When you can take a person's life away with ease, that's 10%. You can break something, that's 10%. And I pray to God never to use it. I tell my students, what you want to do first is pray that you don't have to use your martial arts. Because we know what can happen. If it happened, you know, people say guns. I say, yeah, we know how to do those too. But you got hands against a gun, you got hands against a knife, and you got hands against 3 or 4 people. What you gonna do?
You know,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's a mindset.
It's a mindset. And when we opened the show, we were talking about, I was saying to y'all that I'm overloaded.
Yes. Yeah.
Not anxious, but just there's so much. Do this, I'm forgetting, and all the things.
What's repetition? I play guitar, right?
Right.
You play piano.
That's right.
Okay, so if we don't practice, what happens?
You should gotta lose it.
You're gonna get rusty.
Yeah, gotta. Ooh.
Same way with martial arts. It's a continuation. Now you gotta remember I got 56 years.
Right.
Now let me stop. I think that's my phone going off. Let me stop playing my guitar, stop practicing my martial arts. What happens? I'm gonna get rusty. So every day it's a mental thing because I'm at 60 some years old now. Well, I can't do what I did at 35 years old.
Right.
Yeah, I should cut that off. Okay.
That's good. We're live. We're all right. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
And Vicki, for you, so from a clinical perspective, we know distractions kind of play into us life.
Yeah.
And because we get a trauma response sometimes from those distractions. What is actually happening in our nervous system with all of this emotional stuff that's kind of going on in our daily stuff?
The cortisol levels go up when your stress level is high.
Yeah.
Number one. And when you have a lot of anxiety or a lot of trauma or a lot of stress, then you mentally can shut down. And it's not like I just stop thinking or whatever, but it's just so I'm overwhelmed. And so I can't make a good sound decision at that point until I do something. And it is mental. It's the mind, and so we don't recognize how powerful the mind really is. Yeah. And until we get to a place where we just really begin to think about, I always say, think about what we're doing, think about what you're thinking about. We get into a place where we're just overloaded. And a lot of times we just don't know how to rest, or we don't know how. Yes.
Okay, I like what she just said, but there's two things that we play every day. There's an active mind.
Yes, it is.
Takes in data, There's a reactive mind that replays data. Okay, and y'all know sometimes we can't go to sleep because we're replaying, constantly replaying data. Well, the same thing with martial arts. If I'm teaching, say I'm teaching the police officers, or I'm teaching security, I'm teaching bodyguard. Okay, something will replay back into my mind. Okay, did they get it? Okay, so the next class they come in, I'm going to open it up and say, okay, did y'all get it? Okay, they can say yay or nay. I say, so y'all really didn't practice the active mind acting. Y'all really didn't replay it back, the reactive mind play it back. Same thing as what she's saying, because a lot of times we can't go to sleep at night because we're thinking. If you own a business or you married and all this good stuff, I've been with my wife 20-something years, praise the Lord. I don't know how she's done it, but I give her praises. But anyway, it's you when you do it, your mind is replaying data. Your inactive mind is going to always react to, okay, maybe I need to make a different decision. Same thing in perceived movements in karate. You punch, well, it's the correct way to punch. It's the correct way to block, a correct way to kick, and a correct way to move if you don't want to get hit. She was talking about getting hit. You don't necessarily get hit, sister. You can move.
Oh, I plan to move.
You move. She was talking about getting hit. Every style that in karate, you don't get hit. There's several styles that you can take where you don't get hit. I teach Tai Chi, which is a form of mental
I've done
conditioning.
Tai Chi,
Tai Chi, and Judge Yvonne Williams is one of my top students. Precinct 1. She's one of my top students in Tai Chi. She's been studying with me since '05.
Wow.
20 years.
Well, I know that when you talk about the mental part, especially when you go to sleep or at night, that's what I'm talking about, rest. A lot of times I tell my one of my oldest grandchildren, or the oldest, what happens when you sleep at night? Your body and your mind is supposed to be refueling itself, repairing itself, getting you ready for the next thing. But you're right, when we get overloaded, a lot of times our mind is doing this.
Yes.
So, and my mind tends to do that often, thinking of all different things. And then yesterday, again, another transparent moment, I didn't realize how much I had been thinking about all kinds of things, like over and over, trying just to resolve things. I went to bed at 5:30 in the afternoon and woke up this morning at 6.
Wow. So,
And I normally don't do that, but my brain was so overloaded.
Yeah, you got to take time to do breathing exercises.
Exactly. So that's
you gotta do, as Martin Lawrence say, "Hussa." You gotta breathe. You know?
And so
yes, and that's what it hit me yesterday. Like, Madelyn, you have been ripping and running, and your brain is just constantly moving.
So you gotta bring it down.
Exhale.
And
You
so
gotta do it.
you did say habit. So it's those nighttime habits that you build. If I'm scrolling,
I think we all got them though.
Yeah.
we do.
We all got them. Yeah.
But it's the habit. If I build these things like breathing,
Right. You gotta breathe.
And then it's not
But
just
proper breathing.
Proper breathing. Yeah.
Proper
See,
breathing,
it's the real breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. You gotta let it out. You have to let it out.
Yeah, it's what I end
You
up
gotta let
doing.
it out, yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah,
I have to literally scream
And
to
it's
let
okay,
it out.
It's okay. You know, in karate, when we doing the GI and all that, that's the energy that's coming out. Okay? Say you had a bad day at work.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wanted to kick somebody.
Yeah.
And you go over there and I say, what's wrong? I say, well, hit the bag, don't hit me. I say, I'm your instructor. I say, there's plenty of bags you can hit, but don't hit me because I'm going to hit you back. And it could be a he or she. They get their energy out. They feel better.
Yeah.
Because they proceed. I say, now you just tell that person that you was mad about it. Just say hello. Go on about your business, you know. And you get that. Even people in the church. Praise God. Amen. Lord have mercy. But anyway.
Yeah. So when you talk about
You know what?
empty,
We can pause right there. Because you know what? For those of us that are in the church, that's why God said, have this mind
Sit.
that is in Christ Jesus.
When you come in.
Put that in you.
Yeah, when you come in.
Yes.
And when you leave, you got to do that. Because you can go in with that mind.
Yeah.
And come out with, oh, Lord, I didn't went from.
That's right.
And you could have a good church service. And it could be somebody in your family that chambers you. But you got to have, how many minds there is? You got a weak mind. It can lead you to anything.
Amen.
You got a strong mind. Okay, that means you can conquer
Right.
anything. Okay, now If your mind is being inactive, that's a problem.
Right.
You're going to have to see somebody.
Yeah.
If my mind, that's anybody that's in martial arts or whatever doctrine that they're trying to do. You hear about these people that's getting their PhDs and they're smart. Where is the common sense? That's the same thing that I teach in the martial arts. Every kid come there not going to be on the same level. Every adult that comes to the karate school is not going to be on the same level. They're going to have all different levels. Well, if you come in and you didn't have experience with martial arts, quite naturally, you're going to move up the what? The ladder.
Yeah.
But if you come in and you had no type of training, it's going to take you longer to get there.
Right.
That's why I never give a person a correct answer on how long it takes them to get a black belt. It's what you put into it.
Yeah.
And if you consistently, your rewards will come within the end of your training.
You were saying even earlier, when people come to you for your school, you interview them.
Yes.
So talk about like what goes into that and why you feel like that's important before they start jumping into martial arts.
Number one, you want to see where their mind is at. What are you trying to get out of the martial arts? If you're talking about just fighting, I'm not your coach. I can't be your instructor. I can't be your sensei. I can't be your grandmaster. Fighting is one part of it. But what I'm looking for you to tell me, you want to learn discipline, respect, honor in yourself.
See, I'd have to tell the other person, to the youngsters, this is what you're learning.
That's right.
Well, you have to tell them what it's about.
Yeah.
And the first thing you talked about earlier was about respect, honor.
Right.
Yeah.
And I forgot. I wrote
Discipline,
it.
respect, and honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But especially respect and honor. If I
Yeah.
learn to respect and honor human life, then I'm not going
Period.
to be willing to.
Just take it abruptly.
But see, everybody comes in, in case in point, example was one of the gangsters came in my school one time when I was on the east side. He just threw some money down. He said, man, I gotta learn to kill somebody. And I said, wrong school.
Yeah.
And I said, because I would be a part of that because I've taught you to do that, accessory to that. I say, so when they pick you up,
They're going to come get you
they're going
too.
to come get me too. I didn't taught you how to snap his neck and all this stuff. I say, man, wrong school. He say, so I say, it's not about the money. What did I tell you about? Respect, honoring yourself. How do you develop that? All the other stuff is going to fall in place. I just told y'all about the attitudes, which was the passive, assertive, where, and the last thing you want to go to is aggressive. Because you know if you get to that fourth one, it's on and popping. That's it.
Yeah.
So you don't ever want to get there. And not even at a 10th degree black belt, I pray all the time that I don't, and my wife says the same thing. She pray all the time that I don't have to use my martial arts. Or either the pistol when you get your concealed weapons, even that, you don't want to take the life.
No,
because
not at all.
you take somebody else's child's life and you got to deal with that on you.
Yeah, for the rest of your life.
Or just period.
Yeah.
So this is where my school is different. You can come there, okay, you can send me 2 students. I said, well, Madelyn's in there, they should be good. But the daddy's crazy. But the kids are all right. But the daddy's got a problem. Well, man, I want him to box. I said, well, this is karate school. We got boxing. We have all that. But they got to learn this. Why come they just can't jump in? They think they can jump into. No.
And start fighting.
Yeah, you got to, I want them to go to competition. I said, well, that's going to take time. 6 months to a year to get them prepared to even move around and get, like you say, get hit, move around. You don't always have to get hit. You got to move. And like, well, I've been teaching them. Well, why are they here? If you've been teaching them, okay, you come to me for guidance. As a service, my martial arts school is open to anyone unless I decide I don't want them there. And I do that with all the parents. When the parents bring their kids, I said, they'll tell me, well, he wants to learn. No, I want to hear from the baby. Let me see what he really wants to do. Don't make him do something he don't want to do. And that's done with the 4-year-old on up. If he say, I don't like it here, okay, you get 1 week free. If I can show him something and he decide after this 1 week that he wants to take karate, we're going to keep him and sign him up. I say, but don't push him. Let him get in there and intermune with the other kids, do the push-ups and the sit-ups and all that type of stuff. See what he done. Develop a mind of what? Discipline. That's what you're doing. Because he didn't have to turn around and just snap. Someone come there shaking their feet. Oh, I want to do it, and we had them, and now they're my best students. Believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a parent that she could witness to that. 3 or 4 of my parents can witness when they first brought their kids in at 4. Now they 15, 16.
Oh, wow.
Playing other sports and doing good in karate. So it's just it's yeah.
You were saying also earlier, and because of your foundation in Jesus and God,
Yeah.
you've also created this spiritual
Kung Fu.
kung fu. Talk to us a little bit about what that is.
Okay, just like we were sitting out here before we went on air praising the Lord in our own way. Okay, so the spiritual part is mind becomes mental training, right? Body becomes physical training, right? Okay, and then what happens after that happens? You go mind, body, soul, spirit. Okay, the mind, mental, body, physical, soul. We die.
Right.
Spirit lives. So I said mind, body, soul, and spirit. So I said I'm going to develop this into a system. I can take the karate and make it soft. I can make the kung fu and make it harmony, which is the tai chi. And I done that. And I created a system with those 4 elements, those 4 mindsets, mind, body, soul, spirit. So you just understood the mental part is mental, which is what? Mind, okay. Body, physical. Soul, you die. Okay. Okay. Spirit, you live forever. Okay. So what do your soul do? It dies, but then what happens?
The spirit lives on.
Yeah.
And that's my spiritual kung fu. Now, go ahead.
So I'm starting to think about soul dying, and it's almost like, for me, it would be me dying to myself. It's not.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, it's not.
That's why we say
it's not a physical death.
That's why your spirit lives.
Yeah.
Because from that soul becomes, because we already know where if you good with God. You
know, yeah.
Yeah, you good with God. Everybody, well, anyway, Lord, how much?
Because even what I'm just receiving from that, even when my dad was dealing with judo.
Because y'all done verbal judo, which was a talk first before you took action.
Yes.
So because judo, that was what I was taught when I took judo. Verbal, you talk first, talk it out first before you do anything.
Yes.
So.
And it's because again, this is all biblical principles to me, where it's recognizing and acknowledging the other human being.
Yes. Yeah.
As a human, and then working out. Many times we not wrestle against flesh and blood. We recognize that. But in these bodies, we can deal with, or we come across people,
right?
And we're not really sure how to deal with that situation, right?
Right.
Through karate and through what you're doing, it's getting control of myself,
building confidence,
and not letting my emotions
dictate. Dictate, yes. Because what happens is you're going to start putting up a block. Like, I can't deal with this person because, not that they're saying something, they don't agree with your principles or your purpose. Everybody's not going to agree with me about even just what I talked about today, because, I remember when that guy was, but and they do that. I remember when that guy was, but only one that can judge me.
It's God.
Yeah. So I don't worry about being down here being judged, because I know I'm going to have a laugh. George, same thing. You go in and you didn't hurt somebody real bad, and you didn't intentionally mean to do that. Okay, well, I got one judge that's going to stand up for me. The other judge may not. So who do you think I'm leaving in
the one that's going to stand up
the
for
one
me.
that's going to stand up for me. So it's just it's deep. Martial arts is deep. A lot of people just think it's punch and kick. But anybody that's watching this, if my students get this, and my wife know how I bring my students up from 4 on up to 76. And this is how we condition their mind and body. Yes, they can be dangerous. Yes, they can be passive. Yes, they can be aggressive. Yes, they can be assertive. Assertive with you is getting your point across.
Yeah.
Making somebody understand this is just my point of view. This is my opinion. Even though that person may not agree.
They may not agree.
So a question for both of you all, like as we're dealing with somebody may be watching right now who's got all this noise and distractions in their lives. Can each of you kind of give me
something that you can bring to the table to kind of help a quick, I know what you're going to say. I'm teeing it up because I know it's for me. But some tool that they can do when they find themselves just with this overwhelmed.
I think the breathing, I mean, it helps in every perspective, even in the executive environment. If you were in an executive position, you were in a management position, it helps to breathe.
So can you demonstrate how to breathe?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah. So if you
okay, do we need to stand up?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh Lord, let me get up.
So what you do? we teach in Tai Chi.
I'm gonna get up.
We teach in Tai Chi, and it's not much you do. Spread your foot just apart like this. Okay. Bring your hands down here. Relax like you're gonna lift a heavy weight. And when we go up, y'all inhale. When we come down, you exhale. And you don't do a deep breath yet. You just go slowly up. Okay. Feel everything in your fingertips. See where I'm at. And then y'all push your palms down. Now we inhaling right now, right? Slowly exhale when you come down. You do this 3 times. One for the Father. Keep going. Say it to yourself. Come up. Come down. Once you learn how to do it, you would take your navel in, expand your lungs, and exhale. Okay, so when you go up, let's go up one more time. When you go up, bring your navel in. When you come down, push your palms down and let your lungs fill up and then blow it out. That's the first form of relaxation. Then you bring your feet here and you're done.
Wow, that just...
See, it's not like if you standing here and you're going, that's exertive energy. You see what I'm saying? That's exertive energy.
Yeah. See
how you reserve your energy? So, but then you expand your energy, then you kick your energy.
Okay, let me sit down.
Come back. So that's the difference between the hard and soft. What y'all just done now
Yeah.
is soft style. What I just executed was hard style.
So if someone who's been trained or has gone through your class and they need that hard style, just get out. How would that? Do that again? What is that called?
Lean into Vicki or pick that mic up so the people can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry, you can't even hear me.
So if I'm gonna do a down block, this is a hard style, okay?
Okay.
So this is the karate. You see the karate. You see this in karate all the time.
Yes.
And you step. That's a punch. Then you reverse back. Another punch. Okay. That's expanding energy. But notice my hip is doing it.
Yeah.
So when I step, my hip throws in a thrust. I reverse back. Still my hip. Boom.
Wow.
Okay. Now you're doing Tai Chi. What y'all was doing is a slower work. Very slow. So when you're going, it's beautiful, but you got to understand it can also be self-defense.
Yeah.
In balance. That's my overweight. My wife gonna say, "Did you fall?" I'm saying they're gonna edit that part out. Okay, that's it.
Tai Chi is what I think I see when people are on the lawn or outside and
they're
doing
breathing,
these moving. And,
yeah.
But it's not just.
No.
I see them like working, like their stomachs are tight.
Yeah, your core. So y'all remember when we done this, right? Somebody grab your ear, right? Pop it up, pop it down, pop their ears. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Pop up. Pop their arms up off of you.
Yep.
Bring them down. Pop their ears. That'll get their attention.
That sure will. I like that.
Don't be practicing on my brother now, man.
I won't practice on
He
your
be
brother.
saying, Deacon?
I'm going to say, Deacon Moses Williams said, you get out of line.
No, it's my brother.
Speak on that word, because you said energy, and I'm gonna say, because when you did the Tai Chi, the breathing, it was a different type of energy. But when you started doing that other piece,
That's the difference between hard and soft.
Is that like kinetic? No, it can be kinetic.
See what you do? Look here. So the fist means warrior, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the palm is the soft star. This is the hard star. So you put them together, peace and respect. That's what that means.
That's what that means.
That's what that means.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay? Fist means warrior. The palm means right here. Okay? Peace and respect.
Peace and respect.
So that's what you're doing. Now, when you do this, that means you're ready to fight.
Oh.
That's a different type of bow. That means you're ready to fight. This is the respect.
Require different energy.
Yes. There you go. So you know the difference between the hard and soft.
So you're talking about the mindset. I don't imagine that you could go into the poses or the moves the way you did unless the mind was settled.
It's got to be. Yeah, it's got to have that mental. And this is it's not only a living, but it's a life. It's a way of life for me.
Yeah.
56 years. That's most of my life that I've been studying the arts, and I love the arts. And all of my kids like my girls. They didn't get the black belt, but my son did. Moses.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he's a 7th degree black belt.
Okay.
But my girls, they took enough to protect themselves. They learned how to protect themselves. So the average Joe can't beat on them. If they do, they have to see daddy.
They don't want to do that.
They don't want to see daddy.
Yeah. So
Daddy is daddy.
right.
Well, because the verse that came to mind for me was slow to speak and quick to listen.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That is. But you can still be assertive.
You can be assertive.
But when it comes to adults and a kid, see, I had this little boy. He's a nice kid, but he wants to know. Comes into karate school. He's getting ready for class. Who y'all talking about? So he ain't learned at home how to distinguish that before you come into the dojo. If I have somebody in my office that I'm talking to, you don't stick your head in there and say, "What y'all talking about?"
Exactly.
Because it starts with the parents now. That's why I was telling you, everybody that comes to my school cannot become one of my students. Parents may have their mind, okay, we want a babysitting service for
No.
like an hour and a half. So you can do that. Just take him to some other a recreation place and let him run raggedly. But I'm not finna babysit, nor am I finna raise your child. I'm teaching a service. It's a service. I'm offering a service to the community that's going to help them in the long run. And it's a lifetime skill that can go with them. You teach them that discipline, respect, and honor, they'll be good. They'll be real good. They got to learn it. And the young ones, they grow up, and guess what? I get first and second generation. They say, you taught me when you was in your mother's garage. I taught 14 years in my mother's garage before I got my own school.
I could imagine my youngest grandchild taking it. I don't think she could stand still long enough.
But that's what you got to give them something to face. Like, try this, for instance. You got a red tack, right? A red tack, you stick it to the wall, right? See her pupils. Just say, baby, look at that red tack. Watch what happens with her eyes. That all of a sudden the focus. And you say, no, don't look at grandma. Just look at the eye. Look at that red dot. It's called child psychology. You have to get on their level.
Yeah.
Because if you try to get on an adult level with a 4-year-old,
it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
And
those why we have that's why we have different instructors on different levels that work with different kids. Like everybody can't work with a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay. 4-year-old's gonna be a little bit more uneasy. Everybody can't work with a 10-year-old, especially if he's ADHD, like you say. You have to have that special person that can deal with it.
I like when you were talking earlier because you said you have several students that are
Yes.
ADHD.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And they're successful.
Very successful.
This program, and so I'm curious to see. It's the approach with those children.
That's right.
Of how they come in, and the beauty that even with this, I think sometimes we in society dismiss people who've been labeled a particular thing.
Yeah.
And what I hear and what I see that you do is I look at the individual and I create a system around them.
Right.
Listening to them and then working with what I have, making them having the best possible outcome for themselves.
Yeah, because we tell the parents when they say, well, he's dyslexic, I say, stop. He's physically challenged. Okay, let's use that word. He's physically challenged. He's not able to do certain things, just like he may be autistic.
Right.
But he get in karate, you don't see none of that. He's punching, he's kicking. You're like, they say, how did you, I said, because he loves what he does. He'll sit there when class is not going on. He's autistic. He's rocking back and forth. Now, the other little kid that y'all talking about, ADHD, is several. If you don't get to the jumping jacks and the push-ups, they all over the place. They want to run and do flips. I said, no, it's time. We got to do jumping jacks. Then they get to it. Oh, I'm tired. Well, let's do some more. Because you got to, that's called reverse psychology, right? Yeah. So you got to get them in the mindset to where they want to come back, create a good environment for them too. You know, they going to ask their parents, hey, when is karate? This little boy can't wait to get in the dough. He started at 4, now he's 7.5, and he busts through the door every time he comes.
But you make them feel like they can do something. They make them feel.
And if they don't do 100%, I have this little boy always tell me, he said, and he's ADHD. He goes, how did I do that? I said, you done outstanding, man. Yeah. Encourage them to do better.
You let them be seen. Everybody in your dojo is seen.
Yes. And when people come in there, they look, they go like, and they say, well, is that your, he's not dyslexic, he's not autistic, he's not DDH. I said, oh yes. The program that I use is developing their mind in a different way. You can pay all this money and go to these people, the doctors, and they want to medicate our kids. They tried to put my son on that stuff when he was in, I said, I medicate him when I get home. I said, I know how to medicate him. I said, he'll be good the rest of the year. And the deal is, I said, if I can't get him done, guess what? We're not putting him on Ritalin. Or what's the other one with the A? I'm not. And I tell the parents, if they got to do that, don't send the kids to class. Keep them off of that until after class. They can do 1 hour of just being themselves, punching, and do it. They can do it. But you got to believe that your kids can do it. They sit in the lobby. Just say that door is the lobby. They see what's going on in the classroom, in the martial arts dojo. They're like, how did you? I said, well, we're two different people. I'm a martial artist with patience. Your patients are, when they're yours because they're with you 24/7. Yeah. They with me 1 hour a day. So they can be, if they can sit still with me 1 hour a day, they can also sit still with you all the days that you have them create something. Give them a punching bag. Punching. Everybody now, I got 50-something kids in that school, in adults, they all got bags and stuff that they practice on. But the parents got to learn. I done a class with the parents. Y'all learn meditation.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the meditation aspect. The breathing definitely
is a part of it.
But then also just being able to sit and allow your mind to rest.
What did y'all say earlier? And it was funny. She was saying alphabet. You count to 10. You count to 10. And in that count, do your breathing too. Yeah.
I try to, when I do try to, sit, I try to count backwards from 100 by threes.
Well, you good luck with that. That'd be hard for me.
And just to allow myself to focus. And I'm hearing that's however you do it, but when you talk about meditation, that has a part of it allowing your brain to focus. But you said, but that pin in the middle, you're focusing.
That's how you start off with a child. It's reverse psychology because we're thinking they'll never look at or either on the punching bag. We put a piece of red tape back like this. Punch that bag. I want you to punch that bag 100 times. We're not going to let them punch it 100 times. We just telling them that to see if they do it. And the little girl say, well, I'm at 25. I said, well, you got 75 more to go. And she say, really? And I said, well, do me 25 more, and then I'll take you off the bag. So she did 25 more. Okay, I done 25 more. I said, how you feel? I'm very tired. So it's a mental thing. And the parents can do the same thing. It's a way of taking that kid from just moving around, like you were saying, moving around and uncontrollable. They can be controlled, but you got to be on their level. Yelling, I got 9 grandkids, and I don't have to yell at them. I just give them a look,
Yeah, I bet.
and it's like, didn't I say, okay, Papa? Okay, well that's it, because I only have to say it once, and that's is you gotta do that from starting.
Yeah.
Now, when you're little, I was always scared to do anything with my parents.
Me too. My
Yeah.
dad used to he's made this statement. He said, don't let anybody take away your calm.
No,
He
Don't
always-
let anybody take away your calm.
that's deep. That's
That
really,
is deep.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That, I like the verses push your buttons.
Yeah.
I like don't let anybody take away your calm.
And that should be on like a T-shirt or
Yeah,
something on the desk each day, and in big bold letters,
Yeah.
because that's true.
That is
You
true.
can be having the best day, and all of a sudden, this one person, you could be at your office, and all they come in and they just, girl, you know what? Boy, you know, sir, you. I said, no, that's not my problem. I said, before you came in here, I was fine. Now you're creating chaos.
Well, the other piece
You
of
know.
it is if somebody's pushing. I used to tell my clients all the time. Think about it. If you're letting someone that you don't necessarily care for push your button, then you're giving them the control.
Yeah, that's correct.
You become the puppet. And
That's the same way I was telling y'all about the attitudes. If you let person get you passive and assertive, but you're aware of all these things, and all of a sudden he didn't push you in the fourth gear, you done lost it,
Yeah.
and you done lost it to the point where you finna do some real
Yeah.
bad to them.
Well, the Bible even teaches us,
Yeah,
about anger and getting to that part. And
You can be
but like
angry,
you
but
said, you
don't
gotta
sin.
have several tools.
Do
I
not
like
get
what she
angry
said, the
and don't
calmness,
sin.
and then the breathing.
yeah,
You gotta get to the point to where you're not gonna over.
yeah. But it's breathing properly. It's
Yeah.
literally,
Properly.
I should say it this way, it's breathing with intention.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
breathing with intention. And it's true because it's physically that oxygen, when you breathe it in, it really does clear out
A
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
a lot of stuff.
But and I don't know if it makes sense, but you talking about breathing in where you. We're taught to push out.
Right.
the stuff.
Yeah, but it's just like a man can't pack no baby 9 months and like that. So y'all are taught to do that. It's naturally gifted to you because that's part of your body. When we take our navel in and we expand our lungs,
Yeah.
it's gonna feel like birth because we've never been on that. You push it out. The birth is you birthing yourself into a mental, not what y'all doing. You're using your what? But we're not doing that.
Well, I used to when I did
Yeah.
breathing exercises for my classes or my groups, I tell them to imagine the air going into the mind, just going all the way
Yeah,
up to the
cleansing.
head. Yeah, and that way it
Cleanses,
clears all that
yeah.
stuff up out of your head. Pushing, it's like a balloon, just pushing all the.
But you ever take an assessment of who's doing it right and who's doing it wrong?
Oh, I pay attention.
You
And
see
well,
the-
if I'm in the individual session,
Right.
and I'll look at them or I'll walk around. You're not breathing.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. 'Cause you
Yeah,
can
you're
tell,
not
it's
breathing.
just like we talking about these babies that I'm talking about teaching, and I call them babies all the way to 18. They're my kids all the way to 18. If they sign up for a year, 6 months, or whatever, 3 months, they still my kids from the. Yeah, they say, Grandmaster, you got a lot of godchildren. I say, I know it. I say, but to get them to be your goddaughters and your martial art daughters, you have to treat them for that 1 hour that hey, I'm in charge. You the child, I'm the dog. This is the way we're gonna do things.
But you've built a rapport, and there's a respect that comes
Right.
just with it. And I look at that just from if we could just take that same principle
Well, it takes a village.
and apply it to the church.
Yeah. It takes a village.
I was with a group of young people yesterday, and
Yeah,
It takes a village.
it does.
so often in spaces, we don't think that children need to be respected.
Hmm.
I'm just,
Yeah, I'm not.
and I'm like, if you're created by God, then
You supposed to be
you
doing
are
that?
supposed to be respected.
Yeah,
And it includes our children.
that's right.
But if they're watching us not respect them, then they're not going to learn how to respect others.
Yeah, because they're going to act now. If you're not respecting each other either as adults, they're going to act
That's
out
true.
just what you.
Absolutely.
Because I saw it in my karate school where the parents, it was something about a payment, and it was something about a payment, and the child got like, why y'all didn't pay for my karate? He wasn't even supposed to hear that. The mother and daddy went outside, and he was coming in, and he heard that. So I said, y'all gonna have to, y'all have to cut that off, and y'all have to work that out. And I said, because right now his mind he's upset, and he's got to go in the dojo, and he's got to learn. So he don't need to hear the problems that y'all are having. We need to, we need to put him separate from y'all. Y'all need to don't put your personal business out here where everybody can hear it. Sometimes we make those mistakes. I would not have a disagreement with my wife in front of anyone. We know how to take that.
It's supposed to be between the two of them.
Yeah, So that's we handle that in a different situation. And so it's like what you're saying, when the kids hear something, they act it out. Now, to respect them, how do you respect the 4-year-old? Hi, Grandmaster, smiling. How can you not respect, hi, Grandmaster, how was your day today? 4 years old, very intelligent, and I just want to they know you care about them. You got to make sure, even though, that's like a school teacher, if you care about your students, you can get a lot of respect for them. I have students that come back to me and say, hey, you the reason that I finished college. That's a plus. That's why I say it takes a village to raise kids. Because I had a village, even with my mom and dad, when they worked 2 or 3 jobs, there was always someone. If you don't, there's always somebody to bring you up. And I knew what that boy meant. When you say boy and they put emphasis on it, I'm in trouble if I don't do what they say.
You were saying earlier also that it's, even in the village, that you also take concern what's happening at home, but also at school and the community.
Yeah.
And so, have you ever had to like attend a school or
I mentored some kids in the early 90s and in middle 2000s, just to go because both parents, the father and the mother would ask me because they worked 2 jobs. I said, sure, I'll go and check on your son, because that was part of my training, is to go in there and check on my students. Why is he having these problems? Yeah, to mentor kids, that's another part. We don't have enough.
Yeah.
That's true.
We need, in our village, we need to have more men and women to mentor girls and boys to where they they get on the right schedule.
But it goes back to being seen. It's sometimes it's
Yeah.
mom and dad are doing the best they can with 2 and 3 jobs, and having other people
Yeah.
who may not be in your immediate family,
Right.
but they're connected
Yeah.
and care about you and see you and want to. So what you're doing is not just a skill that they may
No.
be learning.
It's a lifetime.
It's a lifetime, and it's a
Lifetime,
connection, and
yeah.
it's a community.
That's what we try to do it on. Everybody, we try to say everybody's family, whether you white, black, Spanish, Chinese, whatever. We say that we're family. And when people come there, after the first month of their kid being there, they can feel that. And that's what we bring to the table, is that we can all be a family.
Yeah.
We don't have this this one set thing to where I don't like white folk. I don't like white folk. I don't like. Well, you're at the wrong school because I don't like this. You don't like this race. This race. Well, in my business, you can't do those things.
I like that.
Period. You can't do that. You can't discriminate against them.
I know we only talked about a couple of you mentioned taekwondo and karate. Is that how you say it?
Well, this is a
Okay.
Kaji Kimbo. You see it right there.
Kaji Kimbo,
Kaji
okay.
Kimbo is a mixed martial arts, and the KA stands for karate.
Okay.
And the JU stands for judo and jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Okay, and the KEN stands for Kempo.
Kimbo.
Kempo, yeah,
Okay.
like wear the fist. And the bow is for boxing and Chinese boxing. So you see how all that's
Yeah.
mixed. So it's not. Your child is not going to learn one particular style like Taekwondo. They can learn mixed martial arts.
Okay.
And they usually stay in each one. 6 months. Each
So,
style 6 months.
you karate. Tell me a little bit difference between karate and then all the others. Karate is
Karate is empty hand.
empty hand. Okay.
Okay, all right. And then you learn that when your dad, you know what jiu-jitsu and judo means happiness, which is the gentle art
Right.
of throwing.
Of throwing. Okay.
Kempo is the way of the fist.
The way of the fist.
The way of the fist.
Okay.
How it goes, how you interact with it. Chinese boxing is a mixture like you see the boxing. You see the MMA stuff. All that is a form of that.
So that's Chinese boxing.
That's Chinese.
Okay.
Some of them doing Chinese boxing, some of them doing Muay Thai. And then you got boxing. The Bioka represents boxing.
Which is like American boxing. Or
Right, American boxing.
American boxing.
Yeah, so you can mix it together.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And they all of those serve a particular purpose.
Empty hands. I come to you with empty hands right here. I have no weapon. Should I be forced to defend myself?
Moses, we're about to preach up in here. We're about to preach up in here.
Yeah, I know it. My principles are my honor. Should it be a matter of life or death, right or wrong, here's my weapons, my empty hands. So I come to you with only karate. I have no weapon. Should I be forced to defend myself, my principles are my honor. Should it be a matter of life or death, right or wrong, then here's my weapons, my empty hand. So you have
All of that meant that.
all
right?
of that, that meant that. Yes, ma'am. That's why everything comes in a mental cycle. But that's years and years of training and teaching the purpose behind that. Everybody don't teach the purpose. They teach you to punch and kick, but they don't teach you the purpose and why.
And see, it's so important to understand where it came from, why you do what you do,
Right.
what does it mean, and then how it all ties in
Right,
together.
right.
And it's a beautiful art form.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's purpose, though. I like the way you
Yes,
said
yeah.
that purpose
Purpose.
piece. Yeah.
It's purposeful.
So it's when you see these kids, I mean, when y'all bring the little, we can bring the tiny tots in, the juniors, and they would just, we gonna be on TV. They excited. We gonna be on TV. They'll be excited. I say, all right, calm down. Let me get your attention. It ain't enough space in here, so we get the top 4, top 5 to do a little something. But the kids in there, it takes, like you said, it takes a village. Everybody in there that's instructor, they have different, jobs to help with the kids. Even with the adults, we got adults that have problems with their back.
Yeah.
And we got people like myself with nutrition. With nutrition, I love to eat. My wife, she can cook.
She can cook.
So that's why I look like I look.
Yeah, wonderful. Man, we could talk forever. And listen, we're going to have Moses back with a team because we also want to talk about self-defense, making sure you're prepared when you walk out the house, just to be prepared. And, oh my gosh, this was so good.
It was.
And I needed, I'm going to have to.
Breathe.
There you go. Breathe. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, breathe.
Wow. Thank you again for joining us today.
I'm
This
glad
was
to
just
be here.
Amazing. Tying this all in. Until next time, y'all. I'm Lady Madelyn, faith-led, purpose-driven, voice-empowered. My beautiful co-host, Ms. Vicki, Lynn, Merriwether, and thank you
You're welcome.
to Grandmaster, right?
Yeah, Master Moses.
Grandmaster Moses Williams. Until next time, see y'all later.
Whoops.
Sitting all alone, looking out the window, where the walls come tumbling down. That's where I'm happy with me. Reflecting on who I am and all I can become. I still have many flaws, but I'm not where I used to be. I am happy with me, happy with